Hello and welcome to the Film Story Recap channel. Today we bring you the classic zombie series, Resident Evil CG Trilogy, Degeneration, set 7 years after the nuclear explosion in Raccoon City. After the incident was exposed by the media, the stock of Umbrella Corporation plummeted, eventually declared bankruptcy. The president is forced to resign. Another pharmaceutical company named Will, with $1 billion in government support, a new research center was established, the main research on the T-virus vaccine, but the citizens, fearing a repeat of Raccoon City, have protested. The camera goes to an airport. Claire has just stepped off the plane when she sees the aunt and Ronnie, who has come to meet her. The aunt asks Claire to take care of Ronnie. She runs out to call a cab. Meanwhile, Congressman Davis, Will's biggest supporter, arrives at the airport. He was about to walk out of the airport when he met a citizen dressed as a zombie to show his resistance to Will. Claire ripped off his hood. The citizen was then arrested by the police. Then a real zombie appeared. The police thought it was another citizen pretending to be a zombie. When he tried to pull off the hood, he found that he couldn't do it at all. At that moment, the zombie also turned around and bit him directly. The airport was in chaos, and people were running away. Not long after, the police officer who was just bitten also mutated and bit the people next to him. The zombie virus quickly spread through the airport. Within minutes, there were countless zombies. While Claire was looking for Ronnie, a plane crashed directly into the terminal. Then the hatch of the plane opened. One by one, walkers emerged from the plane. They slowly walked toward Claire and the others. Luckily, they moved slowly, giving the people a chance to escape. By now, the airport was completely blocked by the army. All survivors were forcibly quarantined. The White House also sent an agent to assist the military in rescuing one of them. He is the male lead Leon. He chose Angela and Greg to go with him. The three of them landed at the top of the terminal via helicopter and headed up the stairs to the interior of the airport. Leon made it a point to remind them, the deadly point of those zombies is the head. When you encounter a walker, you have to shoot it. After arriving at the first floor, do not listen to the command of Angela ran into a room alone. When she saw someone lying on the floor, she didn't even think about it and went to save him, but the person opened his mouth to bite her. Luckily, Leon arrived in time to save him. The next thing you know, there's a bunch of walkers in the room. Greg fired several shots and found that the zombies could not be killed. The three of them had to run away and continue to look for the councilman's whereabouts. On the other hand, Claire, the congressman, and a few survivors were hiding in the airport lounge. They suddenly heard a cry for help from outside. Claire rushed out with an umbrella to save them. She walked through the dark corridor and met Leon and the others. The group then went to the VIP lounge and met up with the congressman and others. When the congressman saw that only 3 people were sent to rescue him, he was furious and cursed at once. After discussing the matter, they decided to go through the airport lobby, although there are many zombies there, but also relatively wide. In addition, the zombies move slowly, so it is currently the best escape route. Then Leon opened the way. Greg and Angela broke off and rushed all the way to the airport lobby. In the process of moving forward, Greg was bitten by a walker to cover the others. He knew he would also be mutated, so he let the others go first and stayed behind to block the walkers. When Leon and the others arrived at the lobby, the fat senator pushed Ronnie to the zombies to attract them to save his life. He himself took the opportunity to run to the exit. At the critical moment, Claire takes Leon's gun and one by one shot to solve the surrounding zombies. Angela and others also rushed to support with firepower. Before the army of zombies arrived behind, the group escaped from the airport without any danger. Claire went up and gave the councilman a slap on the wrist, scolding the animal that almost killed Ronnie. At the same time, 2 trucks from Will arrived at the airport. After being introduced by Downing, Claire and the others realized that they were carrying the T-virus vaccine, but due to the strong resistance of the public, it has not been released to the market. Due to the airport virus incident, the vaccine was finally approved by the government. But at that moment, 2 trucks suddenly exploded. The vaccine was destroyed. Then Leon told everyone, according to the information provided by the White House, the virus leak and the destruction of medical treatment at the airport were both premeditated terrorist attacks. The terrorists demanded that the truth about the Raccoon City incident be released to the public. Claire remembered at this time, she had bumped into Curtis at the airport when the zombies appeared. He was a militant protester, His presence at the airport was highly suspicious, and this Curtis was Angela's brother, although the brother's wife and children died in the Raccoon City nuclear explosion, but she didn't believe her brother would do such a thing. She immediately took Leon to her brother's house. Meanwhile, inside a cabin, Curtis takes one look at the family's photos and sets fire to the cabin. When Angela arrived, the cabin was already on fire. Angela had to believe that the terrorist attacks were related to her brother. On Claire's side, she followed Downing to Will's experimental site. Downing introduced to Claire that the company's base is divided into 5 main areas. The higher the level, the higher the danger factor. As long as there is a virus leak in one area, it will be completely closed and destroyed by the system to prevent the virus from spreading to other areas. Then, the two went to Downing's office to check the vaccine data. During this time, Downing told Claire, Will is not only working on the T-virus vaccine, they were also working on a new type of G-virus vaccine. This virus is more dangerous than the T-virus. Since no vaccine has been issued, the G-virus has been stored in the most dangerous zone 4. After that, Downing left the office, citing server problems as the reason. Downing just walked out the door, and Claire found Curtis coming out of the 4th area, carrying a box in his hand. She immediately called Leon to inform him, followed by an explosion. When Claire woke up from her coma, the experimental site had been blown up. Her leg was also injured by the glass. Leon and Angela arrived at the base after receiving the news. They decided to split up. Leon didn't have to go far before he met Claire. Angela came to a laboratory and found a box and used syringes on the floor. Immediately afterward, he saw his brother Curtis. Curtis was in a very bad state. He injected the G-virus into his body, ready to use himself to prove to the world how terrible the virus of Will's research. At this time, a SWAT team also rushed over, ready to arrest Curtis. Looking at the arrival of the SWAT team, Curtis became emotional. Followed by a mutation, his body grew large eyeballs and arms. Reacting, SWAT officers rushed to shoot, but to the monster, it was just a tickle. The monster began to launch a counterattack. The SWAT officers were defenseless and were all killed within a few minutes. After taking out the police, the monster set its eyes on Angela and slowly walked towards her. At the critical moment, Leon arrived just in time. He used the steel frame in the air and managed to squash the monster. Leon also told Angela, This monster is no longer Curtis, and it wants you to reproduce. What a beast! Just then, the monster that was pinned down by the steel frame slowly climbed up and evolved into a more powerful monster. It started hunting Leon and Angela. At that moment, the base system also detected the virus leak and began to enter the self-destruction countdown. At the last moment of the explosion, the two jumped into the pool and escaped a disaster. The two just jumped into the water. Leon gave Angela an artificial respiration. I suspected he was trying to use the opportunity to make out with Angela, but couldn't find any evidence. Then the two of them escaped from the pool, and the monster still did not die. It hung upside down from the ceiling and approached the two. Leon was sent flying with a slap in his face. Then it approached Angela step by step. Just when Angela could not retreat, the monster found the photo on the floor. It picked it up and put it in front of its eyes. It was a family photo. The monster briefly regained its senses. It yelled for Angela to leave, but Angela thinks she can wake her brother up to his senses. At the critical moment, Leon held Angela. As the platform descended, the monster also fell down. Just when the two thought they were safe, Angela's foot was wrapped around a tentacle. This monster is too tenacious. Leon took out his pistol and shot the monster in the head. The monster fell deeper with it. With a violent explosion, the dust finally settled. Two people also in this life and death together in a strange love affair. At this point, many people would like to ask, this side has been fighting for so long. As the protagonist of Claire, where did she go? She was standing in front of the control center monitoring, watching the warm picture of the two. Just as she was about to leave, she found that the scene of the monster fight had just been recorded. She realizes that things are not so simple. After the rendezvous of several people, they found out that Downing was behind it. He used Curtis' hatred to lure him into injecting the virus, then recorded the video on surveillance. He was going to sell the virus and the video data to an offshore terrorist organization at a high price. At this point, he had already negotiated a price with the terrorist group. Just as he was about to leave, Claire's trio arrived. Downing was caught without much effort. The incident at Will's company came to an end. Just as Leon was saying goodbye to Angela and preparing for his next mission, Angela asked Leon to dive together when he was free. I thought Leon would refuse. After all, He already had Ada Wong, but this guy actually said he would be happy to. Ada Wong will shoot you dead. In the next movie, Leon goes out on another mission. This one is also, in my opinion, the best of the trilogy, because it has the scene where the liquor fights the tyrant. It's very enjoyable to watch. If you want to see a recapped version of this movie, please leave a comment in the comments section. Well, remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.